Okay, good afternoon. I'm going to talk about uh, motivation and emotional intelligence. I am Diana Angelica Ortega Poixten, and I'm going to explain first the motivation. Motivation is a set of internal or external factors that partly determine a person's actions. Uh, exist two types of motivations: intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. The first is motivation associated with activities that are reinforcing in themselves, which motivates us to do something when we don't have to. And the second one is extrinsic motivation, and motivation created by external factors such as rewards and punishments. When we do something to get a grade, avoid a punishment, please the teacher, or for some other reason that has little to do with the task. And main motivating factors: salary, recognition, work ethics, transparency, culture, learning, work-life balance, communication, and health. Characteristics of the motivation: internal psychological process, individual phenomenon, complex, extrinsic or intrinsic, inter, in, intentional or purposeful, generates active and persistent behaviors, generates self-esteem, feedback, and motivation is not pressure. How does motivation arise? Motivation usually arises from the perception of a need, depending on the origin of this need. We find two types of motivation: extrinsic and intrinsic, which vary according to personal characteristics. And the first motivation, according to Maslow, is for this American psychologist, considered by many of these college to be the most influential in the first half of the 20th century. Motivation is the impulse of the human being to meet his needs. Maslow classifies 5 levels of need in a pyramid, like the one in the pictures. The main idea is that higher needs are only met when those below have been met. That is, you cannot move on the next one until the previous ones have been satisfied. For example, if millions of people in the first world have as their only goal to get some food, will problems of self-image or personal fulfillment arise? These are the 5 levels: psychological needs, security needs, love needs, emotion needs, and needs for self-realization. The second explained is is motivation according to McClellan. It's 1961. Its objective will be to describe the needs that can really mobilize people in relation to their personal improvement. According to McClellan, there are three types of needs. Need or motivation for achievement. It will be the tendency to overcome obstacles, to meet new challenge, and to overcome difficult tasks as we and as quickly as possible. In this way, political leaders, business executives, athletes will be characterized by a high need for achievement. Two, affiliation or social need refers to the need for affection and interaction with others, and need for power, and need to control and influence others. Okay, motivation according to Herzberg, 1966. Herzberg, from a sample of 85 employees for various Pittsburgh companies of various disciplines and management levels, conclude that the factors contributing to satisfaction are distinct and independent of the variables that then do provoke this dissatisfaction. Hence, he described two types of factors related to motivation. Hygienic or ergonomic factors, which are those that prevent discontent. That is, if they are not present, they cause dysfunction, but they are not motivating and in and of themselves. They relate to the workplace environment, the wage, the status, the safety, working conditions, control, etc. Wrong factors or motivators, which are those that genuinely motivate. They concern the concept of the workplace recognition of the task, its accomplishment, responsibility, and promotion. Okay, I'm going to explain emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is defined as a set of skills that a person acquires by birth or learns during his or her life, where empathy, self-motivation, self-control, enthusiasm, and emotion management stand out. One, empathy. It consists of understanding how others feels and learning to communicate correctly to achieve a common goal. Social skill, good interpersonal relationship guide people to success as they can achieve more with leadership, conflict management, cooperation, and teamwork. Self-regulation, self-control technique are essential in emotional intelligence. Self-knowledge, this type of emotional intelligence consists of the ability to recognize the feeling that one harbors and how this can affect the actions they take. And motivation, this type is related to the commitment to reach the objectives that one sets, how positivism is maintained in the face of adversity, and what is the initiative that a person handles to achieve certain goals. Characteristic of the motivation, they pay attention to their emotions. They know their feelings and do not represent them. They analyze their projects and dreams. They have a constant balance in their actions. They don't take anything personally. They are self-critical with their actions. They pay attention to the emotions of other people. They always meet new people, but surround themselves with those with whom they have a connection, and then constantly motivate themselves. How to express our emotions. Saying what you feel is important for several reasons. It takes a weight off your shoulders. It improves relationships, and this sample ad can help you on certain occasions. But other times it is not possible to express emotion adequately. In the following presentation, they explain. Okay, emotional intelligence according to Goleman. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize emotions, but our own and those of others, and to manage our response to them. We can define it as the set of skills that allow a greater adaptability of the person to change. It also has to do with self-confidence and security, emotional control and self-motivation to achieve goals, understanding the feelings of others, managing relationships, and having the power to influence is essential to achieve positive change in the environment. What is emotional intelligence for Goleman? Behaviors, not emotions, the knowledge, not the intuitive, and the results, not the process. Emotional intelligence, according to Gardner. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize our own feelings and thoughts of others, to motivate us and handle emotions well in ourselves and in our relationships. Here have the theory of intelligence multiples, and the first is musical, corporal, interpersonal, linguistic, logical, naturalist, interpersonal, and visual. Emotional intelligence, according to Major and Selby. 1997. For Major and Selby, emotional intelligence is the ability to perceive value and express emotion accurately, the ability to access and generate feelings that facilitate thinking, the ability to understand emotions and emotional knowledge, and the ability to regulate emotion. How to develop emotional intelligence? And sense the emotion behind your actions, expand your emotional vocabulary, and don't be fooled by emotional appearance, don't judge the way you feel, discover the hidden message of your body language, and control what you think to control how you behave, and find the reason for others. And the final reflection about this presentation is the emotion that play daily in our daily life are factors that influence organizations, so each of the individual must always be prepared to face all kinds of challenge that are present to him. It is essential to remember that it is one of your obligations, not forgetting the goals and dreams of each of them, also and influential. That is to say, the company must always keep in mind that each of the employees have goals, objectives, and needs that must always be filled so that they have a satisfaction with what each of them do, achieving and satisfaction in the motivators tend to have better deals. And that's all. Thank you for listening to me, and bye.